Hi there, my name is Father Michael and welcome back to Friar Art. You know, I always love the quote from the famous painter Pablo Picasso. He said, "Art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life." And so as we journey together this Lenten season, I want to invite all of you to join me in looking at a beautiful piece of art, and perhaps it can help us remove some of the unnecessary dust in our soul as we prepare for the glory of Easter. The past few weeks, we have been looking and reflecting on the Great Wave, or the Wave of Kanagawa. But the actual title given to this masterpiece by Katsushika Hokusai is Under the Wave of Kanagawa. It is a part of a series entitled 36 Views of Mount Fuji. Yes, you heard that correct. 36 Views of Mount Fuji. This print is really about Mount Fuji and not the wave. If you look closely at the print, you will see that the famous Mount Fuji is actually underneath the massive wave. Hokusai cleverly played with perspective to make Japan's majestic mountain appear as a small triangular mound under the powerful claws of the wave. The revered Javanese mountain that is often seen in the center of many compositions and often portrayed by Japanese artists as powerful and commanding is now placed off-center and greatly reduced in scale. And if you look carefully again, you can also see that there are 3 fishing boats who are trying to stay afloat in a very stormy water. The boats, though bravely pushing through the storm, look like they are being tossed around by the powerful wave. You see all of this detailed action and all of this exciting drama captured in a piece of handmade paper, 10.1 inches in height and 14.9 inches in width. The wave is presented bigger than the fishing boats and the mountain. And perhaps because of this, our focus is immediately drawn to the wave. Even though the wave is not in the center of the composition, its claw-like representation and its massive scale dominate the narrative of the composition. Everything now revolves around the wave. The majestic Mount Fuji, the fishing boats, and the poor fishermen, we fail to acknowledge and perhaps recognize them. Isn't it amazing how the scale of the elements in a composition can directly affect not only our attention, but also our emotions? And you know what? Life is so much like this masterpiece by Hokusai. I know there are moments when we feel like those poor fishermen trying to stay afloat during a massive storm that life throws at us. I remember this time last year when the pandemic was just in the beginning phase, when coronavirus was still a foreign term to many of us, when the shelves at most grocery stores were emptied, and when the number of people dying from the virus was increasing rapidly. I am pretty sure most of us felt like those fishermen in Hokusai's print. We were scared and troubled. We were not sure what is it that we are facing. The deadly corona wave was stronger than most of our boats. However, one thing that we learned is that amid all this chaos and anxiety, our good and loving God remained as a constant source of strength. God is like the Mount Fuji in the print. His constant and strong presence in our lives is always there. But sometimes we focus too much on the big waves ahead of us that we fail to see we fail to acknowledge, and even we fail to accept the truth that our God is always there. You see, God is present through the courage and dedication of those healthcare workers who took care of the sick, through the caring neighbor who constantly checked on the elderly in their community, through the breadline volunteers and friars who never stopped handing out food to the homeless and the needy, even during the peak of the pandemic. You see, God is indeed always present. And so, my friends, as we end our contemplative look at Hokusai's Under the Great Wave of Kanagawa, and as we continue our Lenten journey towards the glory of Easter, may we always remember that no matter how big or terrifying the storm we are facing, know and believe that our good and loving God will always be there for us and with us. You see, the storm and the waves may be big and strong and dangerous, but they always calm down at the foot of the mountain. Thank you for joining me, and have a blessed Holy Week. And may the good Lord give you His peace.